Ooh, let's try that again. Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Like right when I went to talk, a burp started to come up, and I had that like burp bubble right here in the middle of my throat, and I was like, "Oh man, can't talk yet." Anyways, we're here. We got NXT tonight. I was entertained by the show. I thought the opening match was really good. I thought the main event was really good. I thought the show itself as a whole built up. Well, I do have one criticism. We've got the big NXT Great American Bash next week, right? But we've got 4 matches. Now, I assume we'll probably get Karrion Kross versus Johnny Gargano announced. I didn't see that announced during the show unless I missed something. So it's like, 4 matches. Is it? That's it? But, I mean, like I said, the show opened with a good match. It ended with a good match. And I'm going on the NXT Twitter just to see if I missed something being announced. I know Saray asked for a match with Tony Storm, but we don't know when that match is going to take place. Will it be Great American Bash? I don't know. Again, so far as we know right now, only 4 matches have been announced for Great American Bash. We've got Cameron Grimes versus, and we'll talk about more of this as we go forward to the show. We got Cameron Grimes and LA Knight. We've got the women's tag titles. We've got the men's tag titles, and we got Cole O'Reilly too. So to me, it's like, they need one more big match. I really feel like they need one more big match to really just make this show feel special. Because right now the main event is what? Cole O'Reilly 2? You open the show with the men's tag titles. Get the Cameron Grimes, LA Knight match second from the top with the women's tag titles. That a bing, bada, boom. There you go. I don't know. I just feel like one more thing needs to get announced for this 2-hour show. Now, I get it. Maybe they're just going with 4 matches and they're all going to get time. That's very possible. And we'll talk about more of this as we go through the show because we're going to talk about NXT that was supposed to build to Great American Bash. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. Also, thank you for joining me on YouTube, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. First off, by hitting that donate button down below in the description or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel right here on Twitch. One of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, just like Rosario9248 recently did, or you can take that free $5 that Jeff Bezos is giving you for being an Amazon Prime member and subscribe with Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a number of different benefits like skins for different games, DLC for free, and 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and greatly appreciate if you use that subscription right here, PW Unlimited. I mean, it's $5 that they're just giving you that it's gonna go to waste if you don't use it. So we might as well help us out. Link your Amazon account to your Twitch account. It doesn't take that long to do. It takes like 45 seconds, and you're good. On the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out a couple of different ways, either with a super chat or a super sticker donation in the live chat, or you can subscribe to the channel and become a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, a badge next to your name, emojis, and more. Plus, the most direct way to support us, go ahead and over to patreon.com/PW Unlimited, and you get all the same perks that you do get with being a channel member on YouTube. But with that, we've got NXT to talk about, and it opened up with the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship #1 contender triple threat tag team match. In the match, we had Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, Io Shirai and Zoe Stark, Raquel Gonzalez, and Dakota Kai. Again, I thought this was a banger of an opening match. They did traditional 3-way. It wasn't like some tag team 3-ways where there's 3 teams, but only 2 people can be in the ring at one time. No, they went traditional. 3 people at all times are legal. So one wrestler from each team, like I said, started off the match, but the match broke down into a melee with everybody getting involved early on, leading to a parade of dives before a commercial break. Yeah, went to commercial break. So the show starts. We get a 2-minute rundown of exactly what we're going to see on tonight's show. We then get 4 or 5 minutes of intros. That's from wrestlers coming down and then them getting in the ring and them saying this match is for, number one contendership, blah, 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 and ring the bell, go. So 10 minutes into the show already almost? No. 8 minutes into the show already almost, and we go to commercial break. All the baby faces were flying around when we came back. Shirai hit an acai moonsault, Blackheart with a tope suicida, and Moon off the middle rope with a somersault senton. Stark also hit a springboard into a flying crossbody. Gonzalez looked to dominate at one point after the break, but Shirai and Blackheart fought back and tagged out. Stark, Moon, and Kai traded near falls here before Dakota tagged back out. Stark and Shirai teamed up on Dakota and Raquel. Shirai springboarded into a missile dropkick for another near fall. Blackheart then broke up a pin. Blackheart and Moon, with the momentum on their side, were in control. And I did like what Vic Joseph asked Wade Barrett in commentary. He goes, "We know Raquel Gonzalez is the NXT Women's Champion, but for some reason she's overly focused on wanting to be the NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. Does that mean that she's not as focused on her championship she already has?" And Wade was like, "Well, no, Vic. She wants to have all the gold." And I agree with Vic Joseph, though, that honestly, since they brought in the women's tag team titles, and especially since they put that women's title on Raquel, that women's title's kind of just been sitting on the back burner, and the tag titles are the more focused on thing, which I guess it makes sense because the majority of your women are all involved. But I don't know. Honestly, the last month and a half or so, that NXT Women's regular title, the singles belt, has seemed a little, neglected. Also, no Beth Phoenix on the show tonight. All they stated was, Beth is not here with us. So going forward, Blackheart and Moon gained some semblance of control. Blackheart applied a cattle manipulation on Kai, but Gonzalez was able to make the save. The babyfaces ganged up on Gonzalez. She was seemingly out of the way for a Tower of Doom spot. Gonzalez jumped back in to break up the Tower of Doom. Gonzalez ragdolled and mowed down all the babyfaces. Shirai was finally able to cut her down, though. Kai off the top rope with a double foot stomp on Blackheart. Kai then turned around into a double knee strike from Shirai. Kai countered a crossface and applied and then she did a super kick, hitting Shirai. It was a super solid super kick, like full extension. A great looking super kick by, I guess you could say, the leader of Team Kick. They haven't really talked about Team Kick in a while because there was never really a Team Kick. Kai could not capitalize off that super kick, though, and Shirai struck with a butterfly backbreaker. Gonzalez jumped in again to make the save. This time Gonzalez covered Kai, taking the bullet for her as Shirai went for a moonsault. Blackheart hit a senton bomb on Gonzalez, and Stark with the modified GTS on Blackheart. An eclipse by Moon got Stark. Moon then got hit with the go-to kick by Kai. Kai then countered a roll-up by Shirai and rolled her up herself. Kai then dropped a palm strike on Shirai, but Shirai executed a moonsault press. Gonzalez was not there to make the save. Shirai covered Kai with a decisive victory. Yes, Io Shirai and Zoe Stark will now move on to next week's Great American Bash to challenge for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. We go to the back. Johnny Gargano attacked NXT champion Karrion Kross. There was a pull apart, a lot of screaming, and Kross was very upset with this sneak attack. We got a video package that looks back at the breakout tournament from 2019. It was then revealed that in 2021, right now in 2 weeks, we got a new breakout tournament. Now, We had a little info on this via Twitter. Mr. Jacob Cohen. He was there live, and they filmed some qualifying matches on 205 Live. So he didn't give any spoilers for wins, but a few of the guys that are being considered, and it's weird because Regal says something about 800 competitors. I'm like, what, 800? What the fuck you mean 800? But there were, this week on 205 Live, there's going to be 2 qualifying matches for the breakout tournament. One of those matches are Guru Raj versus Andre Chase, the former Harlem Bravado. And Desmond Troy will be taking on Joe Gacy. Again, I didn't get any spoilers for that. We could try and look them up on Twitter here eventually. But, yeah. We got the breakout tournament coming. They made a big deal tonight stating that the breakout tournament helped catapult the careers and start the NXT careers of Cameron Grimes, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Boa, Bronson Reed, and so many others. Of course, it was won by ACH. We all know what happened there. The North American champion Bronson Reed was backstage doing an interview with Mackenzie Mitchell. Reed talked about that tournament when Swerve came up and goes, "You're the champion?" But remember, I was in that tournament too. It's weird that you're a champion. How about, put that title on the line against me tonight? And Bronson Reed was like, okay, challenge accepted. North American title on the line. And I go, oh boy. Yep, Bronson Reed got called up. Like, I haven't had it 100% confirmed. Don't know exactly when he's going to come to the main roster, but he wasn't dropping this title if he wasn't called up. If Vince didn't go, I want Bronson Reed. Because from what we've heard, Vince wants youth and size. I don't think Bronson Reed has the youth. Bronson Reed is, how old is he? 32. Actually, he is still quite young. He's got both the youth and the size, to be completely honest. But regardless, oh, you're right, Fonzie. I recorded a different video and took the ticker off. We say, where's the ticker? Ticker's right there. Also, as you see on your screen right down there, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that is 510-906-1341. But that match did get announced as the main event. Bronson Reed defending the North American Championship against Isaiah Swerve Scott. So next up, Karrion Kross stormed down to the ring like he was pissed and dared Johnny Gargano to come face him face to face. See what happens when he knows the attack is coming. Gargano confronts Scott, setting up, I guess you can call it a grudge match. There was a distraction by Gargano, led to Austin Theory attacking Kross from behind. Despite the sneak attack, though, Kross easily fought off Austin Theory. And I thought it was funny on Twitter. AJ Styles is watching the show, apparently, because so there's a shot on Twitter when Austin Theory runs in to do this forearm. It looks like he's doing a phenomenal forearm. So AJ retweets the photo and just goes, great forearm. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up because it's actually kind of funny. He tweeted, let's go AJ Styles Twitter. Bump, 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 bump. Give me 1 second. I need to send. I just got something here that I need to send. There we go. AJ Styles Twitter. AJ Styles. Come on, why can't I find it? Here it is. I thought this was kind of funny. Why am I on the wrong screen? There we go. AJ tweets out this. He retweets the photo. Nice forearm, kid. Raise the eyebrow emoji. I thought that was kind of funny. Going forward, my notes just disappeared. There we go. Boom. All right, here we go. So going forward, Gargano in theory. Well, actually, there's a pull apart with Cross and Gargano. Joe comes down with security after Gargano is thrown multiple times into the plexiglass and almost attacked with steel steps. Security is holding back Karrion Kross as Gargano hits him with a super kick. Joe basically then tells them to leave, get out of here. Nice super kick, though. Gargano in theory run off and leave the scene. Kross then told Joe he's doing a hell of a job in NXT. Like, they're really building up Joe versus Karrion Kross, and we're probably not even going to get the damn match, which is so unfortunate. So unfortunate. So all of a sudden we see Gargano and Theory running out of the building, and you hear Theory yell, "That's a great super kick!" And they get in the car. He's like, "Just get in the car!" And seemingly, they jump in the car, and they leave the building. So next up, Diamond Mine in action as Roderick Strong took on Asher Hale. Not much to the match. They kept it short. They kept it sweet. In Strong's corner was Malcolm Bivens, Tyler Rust, and Hideki Suzuki. But they didn't call him Hideki Suzuki. I didn't write down what they called him. They called him, what did they call him? Hey something. Let me know in the comments or the chat. What did they call him? Barrett kept calling him something. Not Hayward. I don't think that's right. It was Hey something, I believe. But this is just a showcase for Roderick Strong, who seemingly changed his look. He buzzed his hair. Still, tactical wrestler. And Malcolm Bivens was shouting, I guess you could say, instructions from the ringside as Strong picked up the victory. After the match, Bivens grabbed a microphone and said, quote, "Diamond Mine is open for business, and this is just the beginning, baby." Then they left. That was it. And I go, oh, that's all we're going to do with Diamond Mine? They're just going to, Strong's going to, what? I wanted some sort of a promo from Bivens or Strong to tell us what this fucking group is. But no, that's what it is. Thank you, Kevin Kuroa. Heicheman, or Heicheman. That's what Wade Barrett kept calling him. Hachiman or Hachiman, something like that. But I was a little disappointed with this. I was very underwhelmed. We've got these four guys who are Diamond Mine, not the Diamond Mine, just Diamond Mine. Because when they came out, they said, representing Diamond Mine. And then when Bivens said Diamond Mine is open for business. But I was very underwhelmed. I thought after the attack on Kushida last week, Roderick Strong should have won this. Should have been like, yeah, we attacked Kushida. We're not going to just wait to go after the Cruiserweight Championship. I showed you what I could still do. Now, Kushida, what are you going to do? And then Bivens can take the microphone and do what he's going to say on Kushida and all that and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Tell us what the Diamond Mine is. But no. Again, very underwhelming. Very, very, very underwhelming. Next up, Cameron Grimes is in action as he took on Ari Sterling. They put over that Ari Sterling has been a standout competitor on 205 Live. Sterling got the shine early, getting some offense in on Grimes, including a wicked springboard moonsault where he jumped from the inside of the ring to the outside. This was a hell of a bomb. Super cool move. Excuse me. Grimes, though, did fight back, but Sterling countered and looked strong. Sterling missed a 450. Grimes then struck the cave-in and picked up the victory. So Cameron Grimes is in the ring, and he's like, I'm going to take it to the... And out would come the $1 million champion, LA Knight. Knight said that nobody gave a damn about Cameron Grimes. But if no one gave a damn, then why is LA Knight out here? If nobody, at least somebody gives a damn. You Bro. Just saying. Knight then went on to call Grimes a natural-born loser. Grimes proceeded to cut a promo on Knight, and Grimes challenged Knight to a match next week at the Great American Bash for the NXT, well, not NXT, just the $1 Million Championship. And LA Knight goes, "That's what you want? Next week, NXT, Great American Bash, LA Knight, North American Championship on the..." No. He goes to walk off. And LA Knight turns around and goes, "You know what? Hold on. You know, my car didn't get detailed today. Couldn't find my sunglasses, this and that. I'll give you the opportunity. I'll put this title on the line. But if I win, you have to become my butler." And Grimes is like, "Well, I ain't going to lose because I'm going to take it to the moon." Seemingly accepted, and the match was announced later on in the night. So next week, with the $1 Million Championship on the line, Cameron Grimes will challenge LA Knight, and if Cameron Grimes loses, he has become the personal butler to LA Knight. And honestly, I can see this going either way. Honestly, no, never mind. No, he's going to become the fucking butler. They're not taking that title off of LA Knight yet. He's going to become... Like, when they first made the match, I go, I can see it going either way. But now that I think about it, they're not going to make this stip and have nothing come of it. This fucker's going to become the butler. Until eventually, he's had enough. And he's going to... I can see it now. He's at the mansion. He's like, "Here's your drink, Mr. Knight." And LA Knight goes, takes a drink. "That's not what I wanted. This needs more of this. And finally, he just goes, "Oh, like this?" Boom! And like hits him with the serving tray or something like that. I don't know. But this fucker's going to become... He's going to become the damn butler. Ooh. It'll be interesting. If anyone can pull it off, it's going to be these two guys, to be honest. If anyone can pull off this whole $1 Million title stuff, it's these two guys. The NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, confronted their challengers for next week, Io Shirai and Zoe Stark. Basically, Indy was like, they think they can beat us. They're not even a real team. They're not even friends. How can they coexist? And they're like, "We coexist because of respect." Zoe Stark's like, "We respect one another." And they start laughing, Candice and Indy. And Shirai vows, "You've never beat me. And that's not going to change next week," telling Candice LeRae. And Candice, as Io and Zoe walk off, Candice is like, "Well, we'll see about that." She storms off. Well, no, she says that as they storm off, and then the challengers walk off after. So next up, we got Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole in a little face-to-face. Kyle O'Reilly comes out and cuts a monologue about being in NXT, being in Adam Cole's shadow, thinking, I wasted a lot of time here with Adam Cole. Eventually, Adam Cole would come out. As Adam Cole was walking down the ramp, so did Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe came down. He had security up on the top of the ramp. He gets in the ring and he goes, "All right, gentlemen, I know what this could lead to. I'm just out here to make sure it doesn't. Proceed." And so Cole and O'Reilly start cutting promos on each other. Fucking, if Adam Cole is not like just the best in pro wrestling today, I don't know who is. Like, to me, Adam Cole is top 3 in all of professional wrestling. No specific order. Roman Reigns, Adam Cole, Kenny Omega. No specific order. But I think right now, those are the 3 best guys, at least in North America. I haven't been following enough Japan stuff and New Japan and whatnot. I know, Will Ospreay was really good when he was the champion over there. I saw a couple of his things. I haven't really seen much of Shingo as the champ and what he's been doing, but I'm going to say right now, at least in North America, the 3 best overall professional wrestlers right now, Roman Reigns, Adam Cole, Kenny Omega. And I might put Adam Cole number 1. Just, to me, especially on the promos he's been cutting the last couple of weeks, spot on. So anyways, Adam Cole basically tells Kyle O'Reilly that you were never anything without me, and I'm always going to be better than you. He's like, all these people here know it. Joe knows it. Your wife even knows it. O'Reilly became overcome with rage and says, don't ever mention my wife again. And I was waiting for or I'll mention your dentist line. But I didn't think it was going to happen. Would have been funny-ish. But I know WWE ain't taking those kinds of jabs. So, after basically Adam Cole mentions O'Reilly's wife, they go headbutting. Head to head. Joe's kind of like, hey, calm it down. Calm it down, boys. Calm it down. Don't make me get in the middle of this. And Adam Cole goes to swing. Joe ducks the shot. O'Reilly hits the double leg, locks on the heel hook. And Adam Cole starts yelling, Joe, get him off of me. Joe, make him break it. Joe, get him off me. He's grabbing at Joe's leg, and Joe's just looking like, he's got you. All right, he's got you. Finally, Adam Cole starts tapping. He's grabbing at Joe's leg. Joe turns around, gets out of the ring, looks at security, and goes, all right, go break it up. Before security gets into the ring, O'Reilly runs off. And yeah, I thought it was an effective segment. T and Shaw had a vignette just talking about their faction and their upcoming mixed tag team match. Hit Row were pumping up Swerve in the back, saying that he's going to win that title. We also learned that the battery that's charging is at 70%. Well, 71, I think. It's got to be, let's see. It's got to be, and I'm going out on a limb, Tegan Nox. I mean, it's either Tegan Nox or Ridge Holland, but I don't think, from what I haven't heard anything on Tegan Nox's recovery. But what I heard on Ridge Holland is that he's been, rehabbing and training at the PC, but about a month ago, I was told he ain't ready yet. I mean, that was a month ago, though. This stuff just started 2 weeks ago. Maybe he's farther along than I think, and I was led on to believe. But this seems like something that would maybe, is Ridge Holland and his character just a big bruiser kind of guy? I can see them doing something fancy here for Tegan Nox. If I really think about it, I can see this being a Tegan Nox thing. Like the battery's charging, and then the Marvel of NXT is back. Because she thinks she's Captain Marvel. Anyways, we got a mixed tag team match here, where unfortunately Mercedes Martinez was injured. So the match started with a wild brawl, of course, and finally the referee was like, hey, women, get out of the ring, guys, you start. And so Boa and Jake Atlas start off this match. They face off until finally the women get tagged in. And Martinez gets a little bit of an advantage. Then she starts yelling at, what's her name again? Mei Ying? Something like that. Starts yelling at her at the up the ramp. She's like, oh, look, I've knocked your girl down. What are you going to do about it? Blah, 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 whatever. And then she turns around. Well, actually, no. Before this, Martinez gets rolled up. She's got her shoulder up. Then she looks right at her shoulder. So, backtrack a little bit. I mean, there's not much that happened in this match, but we got to talk about where I think the injury happened. So, at one point, Xia Li hit Martinez with a roundhouse kick. Martinez then went down and looked like she was just knocked silly. And Xia Li went for the cover. Martinez did get her shoulder up, but then she looked out of it. The referee backed Lee away, and Martinez rolled out of the ring. Off camera, you can kind of see they were checking on Mercedes Martinez. Then, the ref just calls for the match, and they say, oh, Xia Li wins with the roundhouse kick because she knocked out Mercedes Martinez. Yeah, I think she legit knocked her out. Loopy. Concussion. Maybe. I don't know. But from what I was told, after the match, they checked on Mercedes Martinez in the back, and it was believed that she needed further evaluation and was taken to a local hospital. So I don't know exactly what happened with with Mercedes Martinez. It looks like possible concussion protocol, but we'll see how it all does go, and we'll see if she's going to be all right. So next up, we had an okay segment. Like, I wasn't a big fan of this segment. It was MSK doing a little face-off with the challengers for next week, Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa. Everyone sat in folding chairs, and they talked in each other's faces. Each team grew angrier and angrier as the segment went along. At one point, Ciampa was talking about how he elevates titles. When the title's on him, the title actually means something. Thatcher's never won a title, and he's ready to win a title. And I go, whoa! Wasn't Thatcher and Riddle tag team champions? Just saying. Anyways, Ciampa continues to talk when he's cut off. Thatcher goes, you respect this man. And Nash Carter's like, no. You listen to us. You may think we're the underdogs, but we're the champions. And next week, you're going to have to face us, and you're going to see why we are the NXT Tag Team Champions. So, Ciampa told MSK, bring their pride, bring their titles, because next week, we're taking them both. What a fucking line. I loved that line. And the way he delivered it, he's talking right into the mic, but he's doing it in a way where he's right up against the ear of Nash Carter. So it's supposed to be that he's whispering this to Carter, but he's saying it into the mic, and he's like, next week, bring your pride, bring your titles, we'll take them both. And I'm just like, drop that mic. That's the line of the night. Whoo, loved it. Because you always just like, come next week, we'll take those titles from you. But no, when he said bring your pride, we'll take those too, holy fuck. This is going to be a really good match. I can see it right now. MSK got a free shot on Thatcher with Ciampa. The next week, he would not be so lucky. So in the back, William Regal's being interviewed. They ask him about the tournament, the breakout tournament. He's like, I'm very excited for the breakout tournament. We have 800 competitors. And I think he said 800. Correct me if I'm wrong. He may have said 8. But I thought I heard him say 800. Then Saray would approach. And she's like, oh, I want a match with Toni Storm. And Regal's like, well, I will consider that. So we see Karrion Kross and Scarlett, and they look like they're about to leave when all of a sudden Kross gets one foot in the car, looks up, and you hear, hey, Kross! And Theory runs at him. Before Austin Theory can hit Kross, though, Kross throws the door open of the car, knocking down Austin Theory, when Johnny Gargano would run up from behind. Gargano run up from behind and then knock down the champion, repeatedly hit him with forearms before crushing him with a car door. Gargano then got in the camera and goes, yeah, what now? What now? All of a sudden, Kross did the spot. The whole rise from the ashes. You can't keep me down, boy. And he chokes out Johnny. And he's like, you want to play? You want to play? Because Johnny, had, right before that, was like, any place, anytime. And so Kross is just like, oh, you really think so? You want to play? And he chokes Johnny and goes, that's what I thought. He chokes him out. He then runs over, knocks down Austin Theory again before getting in the car and backing it up. Backs the car up. He zooms forward, making you think that he's going to try and run over Johnny Gargano. But then as the camera pans, you see Samoa Joe to the rescue as he had pulled Gargano out of the way. So I don't know where this is leading to. Hopefully, I mean, I do know where it's leading to-ish. Johnny Gargano, like, maybe getting a shot at the NXT title, but at least getting a match with Kross. Whether that's next week at Great American Bash or somewhere else down the road, we'll have to wait and see. And then, we already talked about it, but they went over all the different matches for next week's Great American Bash show. Women's tag titles, men's tag titles, North American title, $1 million title, O'Reilly Cole 2. Then, this leads to our main event. The NXT North American Championship on the line. Isaiah Swerve Scott challenging Bronson Reed. And remember, Scott has hit row with him. So, early on, Reed displayed the power. It was the power of Reed against the speed of Scott. Well, the speed and numbers advantage of Scott. There was a spot before the commercial break that must be seen to truly appreciate it. Scott went for a sunset flip off the ring apron. Reed countered by squashing him with a sit-out splash up on the apron. This was great. You didn't see it? Hold on. Let me see if they've got up on Twitter. Like, I just kind of want to see the spot again myself. WWE NXT. Let's see. No. No, they don't have a GIF of it or anything. But cool spot nonetheless. This led to a commercial break. After the break, Scott gained the upper, or during the break, actually, I guess. Scott gained the upper hand, and Scott leapt off the apron with a missile drop kick to the floor. Scott, with a near fall, he used the ropes off of an assisted German suplex. Scott then caught Reed with a flatliner for another close near fall. Reed countered Scott's signature kick, and they traded strikes. Scott rolled through, seemingly going for another flatliner, but Reed with a counter to deliver a Spicoli driver. This led to a double down spot. Reed then went for a Dusty Rhodes tribute-like deal by using the bionic elbow. Scott is mowed down with a belly splash, and Reed signals for the tsunami finisher as he climbs to the top rope, but Top Dollar causes a distraction at ringside. Diverting the referee's attention, Ashanti the Adonis then interfered by pulling Reed off the top rope. Reed retaliated by throwing Top Dollar through the plexiglass, then grabbing Ashanti the Adonis and throwing him onto Top Dollar over the barricade. Reed then goes to get back into the ring, and he jumps in between the middle, I think it's the middle and bottom rope. It's either the middle and bottom rope or the bottom rope and the apron. Regardless, he slides in, and he gets about half to 3/4 of the way into the ring when Scott runs at him with a drop kick. Yet Scott drop kicks the top rope. So Scott, we got 3 ropes here, right? 1, 2, 3. Reed's right here, coming in right here. Scott drop kicks up here. Reed still sells it. I don't fucking know. Scott then goes for the 450, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Yes, ladies and germs, new NXT North American Champion, Isaiah Swerve Scott. This seemingly confirms all the reports that they want Bronson Reed on the main roster, and that's coming soon. But with that, we got a new champion. We've got 4 matches announced for next week, and that was NXT. And again, like I said last week, Hit Row's finally starting to grow on me. I think they've got really good presence as a heel group. I wasn't getting it at first. I thought they were a little cheesy with the whole we're rappers and this and that kind of thing. But the more I watch them, the more they are growing on me as a good heel unit. With that, again, that was NXT. I like the show. Most of it. But with that, now I want to hear from you. I want to know what you guys thought of tonight's NXT by texting in to 510-906-1341. The number is in the live chat. Again, that's 510-906-1341. But before we do so, we got to check the text. No, we got to check the polls. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 60% of you liked tonight's NXT, 40% didn't, and no one thought it was just all right. So it was either you liked it or you didn't. As far as the YouTube poll does go, 71% of you liked tonight's NXT, 22% thought it was just all right, and only 6% disliked the show. Also, looks like the chat is a little torn on me saying that Roman Reigns is one of the 3 best wrestlers in the world. Hold on, there was a comment here I wanted to read. This person says, since Saturday, says, you're going to put Adam Cole as number 1 and not Roman Reigns. What's wrong with you, Tim? You got to acknowledge Roman. No, because I think Roman's great. But I think Adam Cole's just that much better. I mean, Adam Cole may cut the best promos right now. Because his promos, every time Adam Cole speaks, it sounds natural. It sounds fluid. It just sounds like a guy talking. It doesn't sound like a guy cutting a promo. Yeah, Amachuros says Timothy Thatcher was NXT Tag Team Champion with Matt Riddle. Of course, which, is that stricken from the history books or something? I don't know. Krill says, are we actually going to get Raquel defending the women's title against the female in Hit Row? Well, she's got to have some matches first. But with that, let's check the text messages and see what you guys thought of tonight's show. This person says, do you see Io and Zoe winning the NXT Women's Tag Team titles at Great American Bash? I can, but I don't. I can see it happening, but if I had to put a bet on it or make a prediction, I would say no. This person says, also glad Isaiah Swerve Scott got his first title in NXT. This person says, Brianna Brandy going to compete in the women's division. I don't know when we'll see Fab B have a match. The person says, I like NXT, but why drop North American Championship to Isaiah Swerve Scott so early before SummerSlam draft day? Maybe he's coming up before the draft. Maybe he's coming up before SummerSlam. We don't know what the plan is. Again, all of this call-up stuff, kind of a last-minute thing a few weeks ago. Vince is just like, I want guys. Give me young guys. Give me big guys. And Vince is apparently going to be at the PC scouting more people on Thursday. This person here says, was the breakout tournament going to be names we already know? I doubt there's been any big signings to put in the match. Hope it's not all 205 jobbers. I have no clue. I got the 4 names that we talked about. 2 of these 4 will be in the tournament. Guru Raj, Andre Chase, Desmond Troy, and Joe Gacy. I don't know who won those qualifying matches, but 2 of those 4 men, I guess on 205 Live this week, will qualify for the breakout tournament. And finally, the last text message. We got 2 more text messages, actually. This person says, who do you think will beat MSK for the tag titles? I mean, I don't want them to take the titles off of them or yet, but I would love to see Thatcher and Ciampa with those tag titles. So I'm looking for a title change next week. And finally, this person says, in my opinion, when they do the draft, they should bring back the format where the superstars fight for the draft picks instead of just announcing, because that makes every draft pick more important. That was a different form of the draft, though. Now, it's a fair draft between Fox and the USA Network. Each round, they get their numbers of picks or whatever. You know, one show's a 3-hour show, so they get extra picks. One show's a 2-hour show, so they only get X amount of picks. So that's why they do it the way they do. And it's supposed to be Fox and USA making the picks, not just general managers or WWE, whoever doing it. But with that, I want to say thank you guys for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. Also, I want to thank you for joining me. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, we will be live right here tomorrow, Wednesday, June 30th. Same place, same time. AEW Dynamite back live on Wednesdays. And from what we know, AEW Dynamite will be live with a real crowd every week going forward from now on for the foreseeable future. Unless some COVID shit happens again, they're going to have crowds every week live. They're in Jacksonville this week, but then next week they go to Miami and they start their stint on the road. I don't even want to call it a stint because it's not a stint. They return to the road. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you. Remember to join me tomorrow for AEW. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.